Hello everyone, this is Nina Stevens and I'm huffing and puffing today. What I'm going to do is have some 5-gallon buckets, and I need a way to plant my potatoes that I can add the soil inside the bucket, and when they grow, you know, taller than the bucket, this is what I'm thinking. So I have these 5-gallon buckets, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the bottom out of this 5-gallon bucket. I don't plant a lot of potatoes, but I want some potatoes growing because I just want them growing. So I'm going to cut the bottom out of these buckets, and this is going to be put on the ground. Then I'm going to plant my potato, my seed potato, in the center, one in the center, and put some soil on top of it. And then as it grows, and it gets, you know, you keep adding soil. This is how I'm going to do it. And I'm sure I'll have a lot of people say, well, you can't do it that way. But anyway, I'm going to try it and see if it works. So as the plant gets above the top of the bucket, I'm going to add another bucket on top of this one and stack it with the bottom cut out. So my first thing I have to do is get the bottom cut out of these buckets. Now, mind you, I'm doing this by myself, and it's not graceful, but I don't have anybody here to help me, so I'm doing it by myself. So bear with me and let me get the bottom cut out of one of these buckets, and I appreciate your patience. Anyway, I'll bring you back. Okay, so I got the bottom cut out. There's still a few jagged edges, but when I figure out how to do that, I'll do it. But until then, this looks professionally done, people. Professionally done. Anyway, I'm going to get some more done, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Thanks for following along. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking this little tool right here. This little tool right here. And I'm breaking up the soil where I'm going to put the bucket. Breaking it up. Working it. Anyway. Alright, hold on, I'll be right back. Got it. So let me show you what that looks like, because it actually looks pretty good. But I gotta set my glasses down because I'm gonna end up dropping them. Okay, so this is where I have the ground broke up. And I just shoved the bucket down on there. So that's where my seed potato is gonna go. In the middle of that bucket, and then I'm gonna add soil to it. And then I'm going to do another bucket and another bucket, and another bucket. However many buckets that I can do in this line. Moved over a spot from where I had my walking onions planted, and they are, I don't know if you can see that, they're coming up. So I'm not going to disturb them, but that's what it looks like. So anyway, that's what I'm doing to plant my seed potatoes in that bucket. Then when they grow, I'm going to add more soil on top. Keep on going, keep on going. So I'm going to see how many I can do this way and what happens with them. But I don't have a lot of soil here that I can mound. This soil is horrible, horrible here. And this is in North Louisiana. But the soil is, it has iron chunks, and it has to be amended so much. The spot that I have my garden has been amended, and I spent probably $60 for stuff to amend that soil. But this soil is so horrible. I can't mound the soil around potatoes. I've wanted to grow potatoes, but here it ain't happening. So I've been trying to figure out a way that I can grow potatoes. I don't need a whole, 600 pounds. Not if it's not going to work, you see. So I'm doing this to see if it's going to work on a very small scale. And the 5-gallon buckets with the bottoms cut out gives me an idea that I can stack them on top. Cut another bucket, the bottom out of another bucket, put it on top as they continue to grow, and put potatoes. So I got, a few seed potatoes, and I'm doing these. So I'm going to do a few to see if they work. If they work, then I'll continue and expand. But I don't need 600 pounds of potatoes just for me, because that's not a staple of my food. But I want some potatoes that I don't have to buy from the grocery store. So I'll keep you updated on how it turns out. And like I said, it's not pretty, but I'm a widow. I do all of this by myself. My kids are all, grown and gone, and they have their own lives. So all of this that I'm doing, I have to do by myself. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible on me. I have a lot of pain. So I'm trying to do as much as I can because I have to do it by myself, in which I think I've done a pretty rocking job lately, even with the pain, but that's okay. So if this works, I'll continue, and then I'll expand on it. But just to see if it's going to work and how many potatoes it produces, I don't want to do 60 pounds of seed potatoes if it ain't going to produce. So that's what I'm doing this year, is to see if this will work and if it will produce potatoes. So my 5-gallon bucket thing and my little tiller, that's my tiller for my spot. I'm going to do as many as I can, as many buckets as I have, and see. And once I get the bottom cut out and get my spot tilled up, put that bucket down in there and just shove it down in there. It probably buries that much. And use my tiller, move over, with enough space for me to walk around, move over, do another spot, and put another 5-gallon bucket. So we'll see how it turns out. Anyway, I'm excited. Anyway, I got it done. So I appreciate you watching, and I hope you follow along and keep up with the updates of the potatoes in the 5-gallon buckets. Awesome
Okay.
stuff. I've got 4 buckets done. Well, actually, technically, I have 5 buckets, but these 2 buckets are stuck. They've been stuck for over a year. I had to go through first this bottom, then this bottom. So they're going to be used that way because for some ungodly reason I cannot get these buckets apart. I had grain that I was fermenting in the, no, sprouting, not fermenting, sprouting, in the top bucket, and it had holes in it, and the liquid would drain through into the bottom bucket. But the only thing I can figure out is the grain sprouting in the bucket somehow melted the buckets together. I don't know. Anyway, I can't get them apart, so they're going to be a double decker. I got the hole cut through both the bottom bucket that's stuck and the bucket that's inside, so I got both layers done. And so that makes 4 plus the one that I've already done. That makes 5 buckets. If I can find some more 5-gallon buckets around here, I'll make another one. I have the little square buckets that I've gotten from the Walmart bakery, but I don't think they're good to use for this, so I'm not going to use those. It's only going to be the round 5-gallon buckets. And then I wanted to say, you may be wondering why I'm using the angle iron, the angle grinder, instead of like a jigsaw. My jigsaw is broke. So the only thing I have at this time is the angle iron to get the hole in the bucket. But I did find my Sawzall. So these last few buckets, I did the initial hole in the bucket with the Sawzall, with the angle grinder, and then completed it cutting it out with the Sawzall, which went a lot faster and it's a lot more smooth. But you know, when you have grown children, sometimes you can't find your stuff. But I did run across it, so I used it. And that'll be how I do it from now on. I'll use the angle iron to get the initial cut into the bottom of the bucket, and then use the Sawzall and go all the way around the edge. It says zip, zip, zip. It's cool beans. Anyway, I'm gonna get these filled up, or get my spots broke up with my tiller dilly, and I'll show you what it looks like. Thanks for watching. Good morning. Hello everybody. This is Nina Stevens. I'm on the final stage of my potato experiment. So I've got the black cow manure in the bottom of the bucket, and I set my seed potato down in there. Just one. And I'm gonna go back and put some more black cow. I only have 4 buckets. I thought I had 5, but I've got some extra potatoes I'll try to put somewhere else. But I'm gonna go back and put some more black cow manure, and I've got some peat moss that I'm gonna put on top of them as well, and see if I can grow some potatoes. See how they do. So here's my 4 buckets. Hopefully it'll work. Anyway, I will keep you updated and let you know I'm excited. Alright, thanks for watching.